Hi, this is Greg with Best Choice Trailers. Today I'm out here to show you a 7x16 tube top ATV model shore track utility landscape trailer. Very common trailer for us. Been a few years since we updated our video. Want to take you for a walk around this and showcase some of the standard features as well as some of the new features on this trailer. Shown here is a 7x16 model. No options on it except if you count brakes on both axles. We do option that in. Everything here though you see is a standard feature. This trailer weighs in about 1,800 pounds, has a net legal payload of about 5,200 plus tongue weight. Is available in a handful of sizes, but the 16 is the most common size. Up front it's going to have a 2 5/16 stamp coupler. It's got a setback jack, zinc plated. Notice that the jack's about a foot farther back. It's designed for a few things, one of them being it helps keep from hitting your tailgate and replacing a tailgate skin. Notice it's got a sealed wiring harness. It's also now got a standard plug holder. It's got a wet cell battery, of course, for your standard breakaway cable. It's got safety chains with chain holders. Notice it's also got a foot on the bottom of the jack. Short track on these does a triple tube tongue. Triple tube, this gives extra strength to the trailer. Also supports the jack area. They give you several tie downs on this. You've got some standard stake pockets up front. You've also got a pair in front and behind the fender. Short track on tube tops, they not only do a tube top rail, but you also notice the uprights on these are also made out of tube. We'll get back to the gate in a second, but the rear gate on this is also made out of 2x2 box tube, not angle iron. So they use a 5-foot ramp. They do a really nice punch plate style ramp. Gives it a not only real nice looking appearance, but it's also very functional. Instead of having a 4-foot wide gate that's 4 foot long, which would make for a steep approach angle and kind of looks unsightly, these 5-foot ramps do a few things. One, they're knife edged. Two, they're 5 foot, gives you a lower approach angle. But then lastly, the punch plate itself gives you excellent traction going up the ramp. They're self-storing ramps. Notice they've got a pin at either end. This trailer is powder coated, as does Short Track on most all their trailers. Also has the new 3/4 inch bullet LED lights. As this is a side ATV ramp trailer, two things give some strength to where the sidewall's been cut for the ramp. One, we've got the tube top rail. Secondly, Short Track does a full wrap tongue, which would help support that 5-foot area. So again, it's a 4-inch channel, full wrap tongue. Here you'll see the angle iron mainframe, another one of the stake pockets. Short Track does a good job on their fender area. So instead of a traditional smooth radius fender, which would be a little bit lighter duty, they put the double broke diamond plate fenders. So diamond plate fenders normally you'd see in an equipment trailer, and again, double broke would simply refer to 2 bends instead of 1's going to give extra strength. They also take the time to put the gusseted bracket in front and behind the fender, give extra support. Also gives a nice spot to mount your bullet LED light. 205/75 R15 load range C, which would be a 6-ply tire, standard equipment. Again, we option brakes on both axles. This has the newer style forwarding adjust brakes, which simply would mean you do not have to adjust your brakes anymore. They're self-adjusting. And then this also has the easy loop hubs. You'd simply pull a black cap. Behind there's going to be a grease zert. They make it so the average homeowner with average hand tools can service your bearings. Again, you've got your gusset on the back side of the fender. Okay, now behind the fender on this, they're going to put a standard spare tire mount. A spare tire itself would be an option, but the mount is there. Certainly makes it a lot more feasible to mount the spare. The rear end of Short Track trailers definitely, in my opinion, is really what they tend to do a lot better than most in the industry. So a couple things we like here. It's a typical 4-foot gate, but it's built out of 2x2 box tube, for one, so it's a lot heavier duty than an angle iron gate. Secondly, the pin setup that they've got here is just a very slick idea. You simply rotate 180 degrees. If a customer puts it through and leaves it like that, after you bounce down the road a little bit, it's going to weight down to the bottom. very easily replaceable. It's a pin that you can find nearly anywhere, yet it's also a pretty heavy duty setup. If you look at the thickness of that, the reason I bring that up, we quite commonly on utility trailers replace pin setups at the back on other manufacturers. Common wear area, especially for commercial users. Another real nice feature would be their gate design. It's a toolless gate removal. You'd simply pull the pin and lay the gate down inside, and one person can take the gate off. Many gates are going to have a pin on either side, and really it's a chore for one person. It's really a two-person job on most. This one here, as mentioned, the gate folds down inside. You would simply pull the pins, lift it up a matter of 3 inches, and one person can drag it out the back or pull it back in to reassemble. You also notice this gate has spring assist standard at the back. It's a very well balanced gate. Another key detail, most utility trailers' bottleneck is going to be the gate. So a trailer like this is going to have about 5,200 pound of tongue weight. I'm sorry, 5,200 pound of legal payload plus tongue weight. So even with a 2x2 tube gate, if this rear sill is not heavy duty enough, it'll fail because the sill will allow the gate to, won't support the gate properly. So Short Trac on these does a tube bumper now. That is a new standard feature. Very heavy duty tube constructed bumper. Also notice they put a reinforcement in the middle to help support the load and spread the load over 3 different contact points, where most would just be your outer contacts, nothing in the middle. One last feature on the gate that we like, the way the gate's set up, you can simply replace the wood decking by removing the pins at the back. So if you ever need to replace the deck, simply pull the lags at the back. You can put a new deck in pretty easily with this particular trailer. Most would be welded on front and back, and it's a chore to replace the deck. Now that said, this deck is a 2x6 treated pine deck. Generally, we find most users of average nature are going to get about 12 to 18 years out of the deck before it would either look unsightly or potentially be at a fail point for a commercial type use. So again, something the original owner probably is not going to have to mess with, but nonetheless, it is a nice feature. I think I mentioned this does come in different sizes. 16 is the most common. Trailer like this, 14, 16, 18 foot would all be reasonable lengths that customer might look for. Again, the pin system on this is weighted. It's a very simple system. Easy enough you can do with one hand. So again, this gate will fold flat down inside the trailer, which is nice, but I want to show you the spring assist on that. Now, of course, it is sprung on the way up. And it's a 7/16 Short Trac. They do make this trailer as well without the side ATV ramps, a little bit more common. And the ATV ramp, some people think that it's only for loading ATVs. We have quite a few different uses for these. Some guys will load quads, but other people use them for building type material. They can load it on a homeowner. You can put lumber in that in. A lot of guys that buy these find all kinds of different uses for the opening up front for loading purposes. If you have any questions about this particular trailer, you can feel free to give us a ring anytime at 717-220-4220, or you can visit us on the web at bestchoicetrailers.com. Thanks for looking.